Hello, welcome back to Hunter Tune. Today we're going to be working on Nelson's Turbo LS Fox body. So this car came into the shop last year and it was Ford powered. Now he came to his senses and he put a Chevy motor in it. Ain't that right? Yes, Team No Sleep. So this is a 4.8 liter, right? 5.3. Okay, so this is a 5.3, 862 heads. It's got like a BTR stage 1 cam in it. You know, basic valve train, trunnion upgrade, pretty much just the basic stuff that everybody does to make these things fly. So it does have a Borg Warner or Bog Wiener S475 with a giant fistful downpipe, which I like to see. It's a big 5-inch downpipe coming right out of the clear hood here that you can't see. And this car is also sporting a ton of low dollar sensors on it. So we have a 5-bar low dollar map sensor on it. We have Hunter tuned Bosch 210s. We're actually putting E85 in the tank right now. And yeah, I'm really hoping that we're going to be able to at least maybe peg this turbo today, see how much this Borg S475 wants to make on this old girl. We do have CO2 for boost control, so we have a dual 3-port MAC valve setup running down to a, is this a VS gate or
yeah,
okay,
50 millimeters.
Yeah, so this is the VS Racing 50 millimeter waste gate with a low dollar pressure sensor on the top, or the pressure whatever they call it. Yeah,
Transducer.
Yep, transducer. Let's see here, we got some eBay manifolds running down to the turbo.
Chevy S10 LS swap Chevy S10.
So he says that they're Chevy LS swap headers, shorty headers. So
we cut the 3-bolt flanges off and put D-bands on it.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much just took the original like clamps and stuff that or the flanges that came on these shorty headers and welded some, looks like 2.5 or 2.25 inch V-bands, and then ran it up to the T6 flange. Got an aeromotive regulator on it. Do you know what your base pressure is set at?
42, 43.
Okay, so we got about 42 pounds of base pressure, which should be pretty good. I think this car is rocking a MagnaFuel 4303 or something similar fuel pump. And this car was running on race gas last year, and we're actually switching it to E85 right now. So we just got done draining the race gas out of the car, and now we're going through and putting about 10 gallons of E85 in it. Hopefully that'll get us through the day. So yeah, just kind of going through, making sure everything's good. Nelson already said that he has BR7 EF spark plugs in here, gap down to about 18 thousandths, which is perfect. So yeah, we're gonna show you this car quick, and we're gonna move on to showing you the computer. This car is running on Holley EFI. It's not a Terminator, it's an actual Holley EFI computer. Holley HP. So it's a little bit different than the Terminator stuff, but it's a little bit similar as well. So I mean, once I show you guys the software and stuff like that, you'll be able to tell like, okay, this is pretty similar to the Terminator. Pretty much any of the Holley stuff is pretty universal in that way. So yeah, we got the car all strapped down, and I'm gonna show you, we're gonna run through a couple things on the tune-up here quick, and then we'll get to rolling on it, checking out our closed loop trims, making sure we're not super far off anywhere, and then we'll start laying into this thing, see what kind of horsepower we can make, and hopefully make Nelson's day today. All right, so this guy has a base map already on his computer, so we just downloaded the file from the Holley here, and we're gonna start off on the first tab here, which is going to be our fuel table. It's already kind of set up for the injectors and everything like that. I think they already set up the for the Bosch 210s. I'm just going to kind of double check here and make sure that that's all good, which it should be. If we go to right here, so we have our rated flow per injector is 243 or 224. They have it set up here, low impedance. We might have to change this actually to, I think these are a high impedance injector, they're not a low impedance. So that's kind of weird that that's set up like that. Yeah, so we're gonna have to change that, and then we'll probably change our rated flow per injector to something around 1900 cc or 190 pound per hour, because what that's going to do is it's going to offset our value for E85, because E85 is always going to want to run about 30 to 50% more fuel, and if we say that the injector is smaller it's going to do what would do on the fuel map, adding 30 to 50%. So we can change it there. Looks like we already have some dead times in here. These look accurate to me, but we can double check that too. And like I said, I think we're gonna have to change these injectors to a high impedance because they don't require like a resistor box or anything like that. So now I'm double checking myself here. I'm gonna have to get a multimeter and check these injectors and make sure they're high impedance, because they are. I'm pretty sure. I sell them, I should know. All right, so we went through, we changed that injector size down about 190 pound/hour. That'll kind of get us a start on changing our fuel map. You can do it that way, or like I said, you can add to the actual fuel table. Makes no difference either way. So now we're going to go through and we're going to set our target air fuels here. Currently we're running 14.0 at above 139 kPa, so pretty much anywhere up to 32 pounds of boost is commanding a 14.0 air fuel, which is a little too lean there, pup. We're going to set these 13.5. Then we're going to walk up here, and we're obviously going to want to go right into boost. We're probably going to command like a 12.8 or a 13.0. And then just for a couple pounds here, we'll probably command a 12.5. Okay, so this is the current learn table that's in the car right now. It looks fairly close driving around. At idle, it's trying to add a ton of fuel currently. We're gonna just kind of bypass this and clear it for now, and we're gonna start over with the new fuel that's in it and everything like that. So going to our base fuel here, it does look like these values are really low, so we may have to add some fuel in here regardless, but we will find out here in a second. And then the same thing with the spark table here. We're gonna have to change a lot of these values around. Typically we're gonna run, you know, 20 degrees or so at idle, about 35 cruising, and then once we start getting into boost, we'll start pulling timing out of it. So typically right on wide open throttle, we're gonna wanna run anywhere from 24 to 28 degrees. So sometimes we'll run a little bit more to get the turbo to spool up. I think we're gonna run 28 here, 26, and then walk it up. So right around 14 pounds or so, 200 kPa. We're gonna be around to start probably 14 or 15 degrees. And then we'll try to taper our timing in as RPM increases. So say we'll run 14 degrees at low RPM, but once we start spinning it up higher RPM, we're going to want to run a little bit more timing. Alright guys, so I was kind of struggling a little bit earlier here because this has a 5-bar map sensor, and there just was not enough resolution on the scaling here to make sense of all of it. I mean, we had like one column was 5 pounds of boost and the next column was 20 pounds, so I wanted some more resolution there. So what I did is I kind of slimmed the sensor down a little bit, because this car is not actually going to utilize a 5-bar sensor. It would maybe utilize a 3-bar, but the 5-bar, we're probably not going to use the last 2 bars of that sensor on this setup currently. So I would rather have more resolution at the lower boost levels instead of having the capability of the sensor. So what I did is I just kind of rescaled the map sensor, the tables, just to make sure that we can get some resolution out of it. So here we are, we just got all this stuff set up here. We have our boost cut set up. Don't allow it to go over 25 pounds currently. We have our ignition table set up currently pretty soft, but we are gaining timing as RPM increases, starting soft down low and then working it in up top. Alright guys, I'm kind of just running through here, making sure that everything is good. Monitoring coolant temperature here. We're going to do a little pull and kind of see where our fueling is, see where the boost ends up. 193 degree coolant temp currently, 55 pounds of oil pressure. All right, guys, so first pass of the day. Probably shouldn't tell numbers, but we're making good ones. We're gonna go through the second hit here, and I'm just gonna stay in it a little bit longer. I wanted to make sure that like our fuel trims weren't like super far off or anything like that. So we're gonna go through here. I kind of just cleaned up a little bit more, and now we're gonna run it a little bit higher in the RPM range, and then I'll kind of show you the data logs and see where we can go from there. I'm starting off fairly conservative on timing, so maybe we can gain some power there too, but we'll find out here in a second.
Bro, shut the fuck up, dog. Holy fuck, dude. Second pass already crushed the fucking... Oh, dude.
Alright guys, so Nelson's car running good, got the tuned all lined out, and from here we're gonna just have to do some track tuning just because the dyno really is good at getting to a certain boost level, and then after that I ran into the same problem with my Mustang. It will make more boost at the track on the same settings, so I don't want to go too crazy on the dyno and then have him go to the track and over boost it. So we're going to you know, just kind of roll with what it's got right now and go from there. And then at the track we can adjust the dome pressure a little bit more and stuff like that. But fuel and ignition table is looking good. Car starts up beautifully. These Bosch injectors actually run really well. There's not a lot of stuttering or hiccups or anything like that. Car held up pretty good, other than a little bit of heat issues with this smaller, it's got actually a Honda Civic radiator in it. It's a little bit, you know, concerning, so just got to keep an eye on his temperatures and stuff like that so it doesn't overheat on him. But little cast bog wiener putting in work today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Alrighty guys, so I got done tuning Nelson's car. If you guys want to check out his Facebook group, Team No Sleep Racing is what he calls his little group. You guys go check him out on Facebook. We did tune the car, and I had some struggles just like filming and stuff like that because I just didn't feel right. It sucks tuning cars and not being able to show the numbers and show like horsepower gains and stuff like that. He kind of wanted to keep his numbers on the down low, just so, you know, when he goes grudge racing and stuff like that, people don't know how much power the car makes. I don't really agree with it. I'm not really scared to show my numbers, whether I make 2,000 horsepower or 200. I'm not really concerned about it because a lot of the, you know, getting down the track and stuff is a whole different story a lot of times compared to a horsepower number. But that's just my opinion. Some people just want to get every advantage they can. So that's up to them, and I respect every customer's wishes. So that's kind of what we did. And there was some issues with the car initially, and I was kind of just like brain fogging because it had a 5-bar sensor, and I'm like, there's 2 columns. There's literally 2 rows, whatever, of idle and cruising. And then literally 7/8 of the table was boost. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna run 50 pounds of boost on this thing. And I'll give you guys that much information because you guys know it's a Borg Warner S475. It's not really gonna burn the world down, but it makes really good power at the end of the day. So he actually since then has been upgrading turbos. He's been to the track. It blew his Ford motor out of the water. He went to the track and, like, I think first pass out, he beat his personal best with the old motor. So that car's gonna fly this year. I'm really getting anxious to put my Mustang together, but I've just been so freaking busy lately, guys. It's like not realistic for me to work on my cars, which I'm hoping, I keep saying this, but I'm hoping in the next week or two, freaking neighbor's dog is barking, I'm sorry. But I'm hoping in the next week or two, I get some time to work on my cars because I want to get out to the track. The tracks have opened already up here and I don't even have a car. So it sucks, it really does. But we're going to end the video off there. I've been busy filling some orders on huntertune.com. I'm literally like up to my nose in orders right now and I cannot keep up. And the Bosch 210s are delayed right now. I know Nelson got a pair a while back before, you know, a lot of this, you know, craziness happened. He got a set from me a while ago and they run awesome, as you guys can tell. I mean, the thing idles at 14.0 air fuel, no stutters, no hiccups. The injectors work awesome. But yeah, so that's Nelson's car for you guys. Sorry there wasn't really any more like learning or action with it, but it was hard for me to like explain some of the tuning stuff without being able to show the numbers. So that's kind of my excuse for kind of having a hodgepodge video here, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyway. I figured I'd want to throw these clips up regardless, and hopefully in the future we can get some more Holley stuff going on the channel, and yeah, hopefully show you guys some more information on it. But yeah, have a great night, better tomorrow. We will see you later.